Listen while sleeping and allow the universe to fall silent, so you can finally hear the voice that has been waiting inside you for years. Tonight, you are not just listening to an audiobook. You are stepping into the moment when the entire cosmos pauses, not to test you, not to question you, but to wait for you. Because there are truths that only rise in the quiet, and there are doors that only open when your breathing slows and your inner world softens. Play this tonight to enter the realm where the noise of the world dissolves, where every worry melts into shadow, and where the deepest part of your being begins to speak in a language older than thought. This is not a message for the waking mind. It is a message written for the sleeper, the dreamer, the wanderer of inner galaxies. The teachings held here are not loud, they never were. They can only be heard when everything else becomes still. As you drift toward sleep, the universe bends closer, not with thunder or revelation, but with a hush, an invitation. You were not brought here by accident. You were called by the gentle timing of something wiser than your fear and older than your doubt. Tonight, the silence is not empty. It is full of the magic that begins when you finally stop running and begin listening. There is a place your waking mind cannot enter, a threshold hidden between one breath and the next, where the world you know loosens its grip and something ancient begins to unfold. Tonight, as you lie down and let your eyes drift toward the dim glow behind your eyelids, you step toward that threshold. The universe has already grown quiet for you. It has dimmed its stars, softened its winds, and lowered its voice so the sound of your own becoming can rise without interruption. You did not arrive at this moment by coincidence. There are no coincidences in the realm of inner callings. You were guided, perhaps by a thought you did not understand, a pull you could not explain, or a softness that touched your spirit when everything else felt heavy. Whatever brought you here is older than logic, older than your worries, older than your name. You are here because some part of you is ready to receive what cannot be spoken in daylight. Imagine a long corridor of night stretching before you, lined with memories you haven't touched in years, guarded by doors that only open to those who truly slow down. Your steps are soundless on the floor of shadow and silver light. Each step you take echoes softly, not outward into the world, but inward into the chambers you have ignored for far too long. And as you walk, the walls hum gently, as if whispering that you are finally returning to a place that has been waiting. When you close your eyes fully, the body begins its descent into rest, but something within you begins to rise. The surface tension of thought loosens, the noise of the day dissolves, and your subconscious, quiet for so long, starts to glow like embers waking beneath layers of ash. You are not broken. You are not late. You are chosen. These are not mere affirmations. They are coordinates, pointing you back to the truth of who you are beneath the weight of who you were taught to be. Feel the air around you grow still, as though time itself has paused to witness your return. The universe is not rushing you tonight. It waits, patiently, reverently, because transformation born from silence is the kind that lasts. Every heartbeat softens the borders between your inner worlds. Every breath opens another door, and with each passing second, you slip deeper into the realm where dreams are not escapes, but messages. Where your subconscious becomes the storyteller, and you become the traveler, learning to listen again. As the silence deepens, you feel a gentle presence unfolding around you. Neither a guide nor a guardian, but something far quieter. The knowing that you belong to yourself again. The knowing that sleep is not an ending, but a passage. The knowing that the truths you feared were lost have simply been waiting beneath layers of noise. Tonight, you walk toward them. Tonight, you remember. Tonight, as your body drifts into softness, your soul steps into its clearest voice. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is a dimension, a realm that exists beneath every thought you have ever carried, beneath every memory you have ever touched, beneath every wound you have ever held too tightly. Most people believe silence is empty, but you are not most people, and tonight is not a night like any other. Tonight you walk into silence as if it were a temple built for you long before you learned how to dream. Picture this: deep within the fabric of the cosmos, beyond the spiraling galaxies and the drifting dust of forgotten stars, there exists a chamber where no vibration rises unless it is meant to. The old mystics called it the chamber of still creation, the place where the universe withdraws from motion so it can listen to the shape of your becoming. In that chamber, reality is soft. It is clay, not stone. It is listening, absorbing, waiting for your agreement so it may shift and reform. And the truth is this: silence is the first language of creation. Long before sound carved the universe into constellations of meaning, there was stillness. Before thought, there was breath. And before you learned the noise of fear, there was an inner space, untouched and luminous, where the foundation of your reality was written wordlessly. The universe is not interested in your noise, it is interested in your resonance. And resonance only reveals itself when the mind grows still enough to remember its original frequency. As you step further into the quiet unfolding within you tonight, imagine yourself entering a hall lit by a silver glow, a place where there are no shadows because nothing here is trying to hide. In the center of this hall stands an ancient scribe, dressed not in cloth, but in the shimmer of stardust. This scribe is older than time, yet he is also you, a version of you that never forgot who you were before the world assigned you roles and reasons and names. He stands before a long scroll, unrolled and suspended in the air, its surface blank, waiting for the imprint of your next becoming. The scribe does not ask what you want. He does not ask what you fear. He simply asks you to be silent enough to hear the truth beneath your thoughts. For in this hall, thoughts are not commands, they are seeds. Every thought you carry is a seed planted in your reality. And seeds, when dropped into silence, grow with a clarity they never find in noise. You take another step forward, and the scroll brightens slightly, glowing as though responding to something within you. Not your words, not your questions, but the quiet beneath them, the quiet that has always been there, softly pulsing like a forgotten star. In this moment, you realize something profound. Silence is not passive. Silence is receptive. It bends around you, gathers you, and reveals what has been whispering beneath the layers of your daily distractions. Within this chamber, you begin to understand that your inner world is not shaped by the thoughts you think most loudly, but by the thoughts you think most often, the ones that hum quietly at the edge of awareness, the ones born from old stories, old fears, old agreements you never meant to sign. And when you fall asleep, these quiet frequencies rise to the surface. They slip past the guards of your conscious mind and write themselves into the architecture of your tomorrow. But tonight, something different is happening. Tonight, because the universe is waiting in silence, the old patterns slow, they loosen, they dissolve like ink drifting in water. The scribe watches as the scroll absorbs the soft glow of your shifting thoughts, erasing what no longer belongs to you. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to push or strive. Here, in this chamber of still creation, transformation is effortless. It is the natural consequence of presence. Breathe slowly. Feel the gentle weightlessness forming within your chest. With each breath, the hall expands, revealing corridors, branching into realms you have never walked. Realms built from your deepest desires, your truest nature, your unspoken knowing. You sense that each corridor represents a timeline, a version of your life shaped not by noise, but by clarity. Not by fear, but by alignment. Not by rushing, but by listening. There is a corridor that glows with a faint golden hue. You find yourself drawn to it without knowing why. The scribe nods, acknowledging a truth you have not yet spoken. This corridor is the path you would have chosen long ago if the world had not taught you to doubt your own voice. And now, in this silence sculpted by the universe itself, you are allowed to choose again. As you step toward the glowing corridor, the sensation is not dramatic. It is subtle, like the soft turning of a key that has rested too long in a lock. A sense of rightness washes over you, not loud or triumphant, but steady and warm. as though the universe is gently adjusting reality to fit the shape of your soul. Silence deepens around you, not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of alignment. Everything that does not belong to you falls away. Everything that is meant for you draws nearer. You do not chase it. You simply become still enough for it to arrive. In this moment, you understand why the universe waits in silence, because your destiny is not something you find in noise. It is something you hear in stillness. The scroll begins to write itself. Your new beginning has already started. Breathe slowly. With each breath, you step deeper into the realm where stillness is not a pause, but a doorway. The air shifts around you as if responding to the rhythm of your inhale and exhale, and the hall of silent creation begins to dissolve into a vast expanse of night. The scribe fades from sight, not because he has left you, but because the next part of your journey requires you to walk without a guide. The universe waits with you now, its silence widening like a horizon. A soft wind rises from nowhere, brushing against your skin like the whisper of a forgotten memory. It carries no sound, only a sensation, an invitation to follow it. You find yourself moving forward, though there is no ground beneath you, only a smooth, endless darkness that supports you as gently as water. This darkness is not the absence of light, it is the womb of light. It is where every possibility rests before choosing a shape. As you walk, the darkness slowly brightens into deep shades of indigo and blue, shifting like the currents of a celestial ocean. You realize you are not walking through a place. You are walking through a state of being. This is the realm you enter each night when you surrender to sleep, a threshold most people cross unconsciously. But tonight, you cross it awake. Tonight you are allowed to see what usually hides behind the veil of dreams. In the distance, a faint glow appears, like a star rising below the horizon. With each step, it grows larger until you realize it is not a star at all, but a doorway suspended in the air. It is formed entirely of stillness, outlined by a shimmering edge of light. Each line of the doorway pulses like a heartbeat, expanding and contracting in quiet rhythm. It feels alive, as though it is aware of your presence, as though it has been expecting you. You approach slowly, feeling the space around you grow more tender, softer, as if the universe is cushioning every step you take. Your breathing deepens. Your heartbeat matches the gentle pulse of the doorway. You lift your hand, and the moment your fingers touch the surface, the doorway ripples like water. A warmth spreads through your palm, up your arm, into your chest, and suddenly you understand. This doorway is made of the moments you never allowed yourself to slow down enough to feel. The moments of clarity that always hovered at the edge of your awareness, but were drowned out by the constant static of life. When you step through the doorway, the world changes instantly. You find yourself standing in a wide field under a sky woven from strands of silver light. The ground is soft beneath your feet, covered in something that looks like mist but feels like memory. Above you, the sky hums gently, not with sound, but with subtle waves of energy. Every movement in this place feels synchronized with the quiet rhythm of your own body. This is the field of still echoes, the old mystics said, a landscape that forms itself from the residue of your most honest thoughts. Here, nothing is hidden. Not your desires, not your fears, not the truths you whispered to yourself when you thought no one could hear. Everything rises to the surface, not to expose you, but to show you what you have been creating unconsciously. As you walk through the field, shapes begin to form in the mist. They shift and shimmer, becoming clearer with each breath you take. One shape becomes a version of you, tired, burdened, moving through life with quiet resignation. Another becomes a version of you filled with longing, always reaching for something just beyond your grasp. A third becomes a version of you that lives in silence, not out of peace, but out of suppression. These forms drift around you like ghosts of choices never fully made. But then you notice something different. Beyond the layers of the selves shaped by fear and habit, there is another form standing perfectly still. It glows with a soft, golden radiance, so gentle it does not demand your attention, but so steady it draws you without effort. You walk toward it, feeling your breath grow lighter, your steps more certain. As you approach, the glowing figure lifts its head, and you realize it is not another version of you. It is the blueprint of who you become when you move from stillness instead of noise. The figure does not speak, yet you feel words forming inside you. The message is simple. When you are quiet, you align. When you align, you choose. When you choose, reality adjusts. The figure reaches out and places its hand over your heart. A warmth spreads through your chest, dissolving the tension you didn't realize you had been carrying. Your thoughts slow, not because you suppress them, but because they no longer need to shout to be heard. Suddenly, the field shifts. The mist rises, swirling into patterns that resemble ancient symbols, lines and curves that pulse with meaning. You feel as though you are inside a living manuscript, a book written not with ink, but with awareness. Each symbol represents an aspect of your subconscious: trust, fear, desire, memory, identity, surrender. They float around you, rearranging themselves into sequences that resonate with the rhythm of your breath. You reach out and touch one of the symbols. A vision flashes through your mind, a memory of a moment when you silenced yourself to fit into a room that was too small for you. The symbol dissolves into light. You touch another. This time, a memory of holding back your truth because you feared losing someone you were never meant to keep. Another symbol dissolves. One by one, the symbols respond to your awareness, not with pain, but with release. Your breath deepens, the field brightens, and slowly, the remaining symbols form a single pattern in front of you, shimmering like a constellation shaped by intention. This pattern is your new agreement with yourself. Not spoken, not forced, chosen. It vibrates softly, harmonizing with the glow of the golden figure beside you. As the pattern begins to sink into your chest, you feel the shift. Not dramatic, not loud, a quiet reorientation, like a compass needle turning toward its true north after years of disorientation. The golden figure steps back, fading into the silver sky, leaving behind only a faint trail of light leading forward. The field begins to dim, and the silver threads of the sky dissolve, revealing once again the vast darkness you walked through earlier. But now, the darkness feels different. It feels welcoming, familiar, alive. You follow the narrow trail of light, each step carrying you deeper into the clarity you have chosen. Stillness has become your gateway, and on the other side of that gateway, your life is waiting. The darkness around you softens, as if some great hand has brushed across it, smoothing its edges, shaping it into something gentler than night. You continue walking along the thin trail of light left behind by the golden figure, and with each step, a subtle warmth blooms under your skin. It is not the warmth of touch or memory. It is the warmth of something waking inside you, quietly, purposefully, as though it has been waiting for this exact moment to rise. Ahead, the darkness begins to part, revealing a vast expanse suspended in the void. It is neither a place nor a landscape, but a state of becoming. A wide, open canvas of shimmering particles that shift and scatter like dust illuminated by a beam of moonlight. You step into this space, and the entire field responds as though you have entered a body that recognizes you. The particles swirl slowly, gathering around your feet, rising with each breath you take. You stand still for a moment, letting the sensation wash through you. The particles cling to your skin, forming thin threads of light that wrap around your arms, your chest, your back, your throat. They feel neither heavy nor restrictive. Instead, they pulse softly, as though syncing themselves with your heartbeat. You close your eyes, and for a brief moment, you feel suspended in a cradle woven from awareness. This is the chamber of rewriting, the place where the subconscious reshapes itself when the conscious mind surrenders. Most people enter this chamber every night without knowing it, carried unconsciously by the instinct of survival. But tonight, you step inside with intention. Tonight, the rewriting is not happening to you. It is happening with you. As your eyes open, the particles begin to shift and reorganize, forming faint outlines of symbols, scenes, and patterns in the air around you. Some of them feel familiar, like echoes of thoughts you have carried for years. Others feel foreign, like fragments of timelines you never lived but somehow believed belonged to you. And then there are shapes that feel like shadows, beliefs heavy enough to sink, but light enough to slip through your fingers. You reach out and touch one of the shapes, a dim cluster of particles spinning slowly like an injured star. The moment your hand grazes its surface, the shape splits open, releasing a vision into your mind. You see a younger version of yourself, standing alone in a moment of quiet defeat, believing that life had already chosen a shape for you that you were powerless to change. You feel the weight of that old conclusion settle in your chest, a familiar heaviness. But this time, something is different. Instead of collapsing into the memory, you watch it with a stillness you did not have back then. The vision wavers, flickers, and dissolves, as though your presence alone has undone the belief that once anchored it. The particles disperse, returning to the chamber as blank potential. Another cluster drifts toward you. This one glows faintly red. When you touch it, the memory inside reveals a moment when you held back your voice, not out of wisdom, but out of fear disguised as peace. You see the quiet tension in your jaw, the way your breath tightened in your chest, the way your silence bent around someone else's comfort at the expense of your truth. The memory stares back at you like a doorway you refuse to open. You inhale slowly. The memory fades. One by one, the clusters approach you, each holding a belief, a fear, a pattern, a story you once let shape your reality. And each time you reach out, the light-threaded memories unravel under your touch, dissolving into the soft shimmer drifting through the chamber. Eventually, the clusters shift. They begin to glow brighter, forming more complex patterns, spiraling upward like strands of luminous DNA. These are not memories of the past. These are agreements you made with yourself without realizing it. Agreements born from exhaustion, from longing, from scarcity, from mistaking survival for identity. You watch as they spin around you, weaving a lattice of subtle tension in the air. You place your hand in the center of the lattice. The entire pattern pauses, and in that pause, you feel a profound truth rise inside you. It was never the memories that held you back. It was the agreements you signed with them. Your breath deepens. The particles vibrate. The lattice collapses into a sphere of light that hovers in front of your chest. Slowly, it sinks into you, warm, heavy, transforming itself into a space of absolute quiet. You exhale, and the chamber brightens. But the rewriting has only just begun. The particles gather in front of you, forming a new cluster. This one glows with gold and silver, swirling like a tiny galaxy cupped in invisible hands. It pulses gently, sending waves of warmth across your skin. You know without touching it that this cluster does not contain memories or agreements. It contains possibility. You lift your hand, and the cluster rises with it, unfolding like a flower blooming in slow motion. Inside the blooming light, you see visions, not memories, but futures. Timelines shaped from the resonance of your inner voice. Paths that align with who you truly are, not who you once needed to be. One vision shows you standing in a life filled with quiet certainty, moving through your days with steady clarity. Another shows you choosing boldly, not because you are fearless, but because your fear has softened into understanding. A third shows you listening to yourself so deeply that the world cannot help but reshape itself around your alignment. The cluster of futures expands, and you step toward it, feeling the pull of a truth too gentle to be forced, but too powerful to ignore. As you approach, the visions merge into a single stream of light that wraps around your body like a cloak woven from intention. You close your eyes and feel the cloak sink into your skin. It moves through your cells, your bones, your breath. Every part of you vibrates with the subtle hum of a new agreement, one chosen from clarity, not conditioning. Your old blueprint dissolves like ink in water. Your new blueprint glows like dawn beneath your ribs. The chamber shifts again. The darkness becomes softer, more fluid. The particles around you swirl into spirals that stretch upward into a towering column of light. The column pulses, inviting you closer. You step into it, and the entire field becomes weightless. Light pours through you, not overwhelming, but steady, precise, rewriting the echoes of your inner world with each slow pulse. You feel your body respond, relaxing deeper than physical relaxation, as though each cell has been waiting for this recalibration. The boundaries between your breath and the chamber blur. You are not inside the light. You are the light, remembering its shape. A gentle warmth settles at the base of your spine and rises slowly along your back, threading through your shoulders, your neck, the crown of your head. The sensation is delicate but profound, like a hand smoothing the wrinkles of a long-forgotten map. When the warmth reaches the center of your forehead, everything inside you stills. In the stillness, a single truth emerges. You are not waiting for your life to begin. Your life has been waiting for you to become quiet enough to hear where it wants to lead. The column fades, the chamber dims, the trail of light reappears before you, leading you forward once more. You take a step. Something inside you shifts. You take another. Something inside you aligns. You take a third. Something inside you becomes certain. Tonight, rewriting is not a hope. It is a fact. And as you follow the trail into the deepening dark, your new reality begins to form around you, quietly, faithfully, inevitably. The trail of light beneath your feet begins to narrow, then widen, then narrow again, shifting like a living ribbon, guiding you through the unseen corridors of your inner realm. The darkness becomes softer, almost velvet-like, humming faintly as though echoing the rhythm of a distant heartbeat. You follow its pulse instinctively, letting it lead you to a place you did not know existed within you, yet a place that feels strangely familiar, like a memory you never lived but always carried. Ahead, a shape emerges from the dark. At first, it seems like a mirage, a shimmer, a distortion in the space before you. But as you move closer, the shape solidifies into a structure rising from the void. It is a temple, vast, weightless, carved from darkness itself, yet lined with edges of silver light. The walls shift like smoke, yet stand firm like stone. The air around it vibrates with an ancient presence, not loud, not forceful, but deeply aware. You step toward the temple, and the moment your foot touches the first step, the entire structure breathes. A slow exhale rolls through its pillars, its archways, its corridors. You feel the breath move through you, as if the temple is acknowledging you, recognizing something inside you long before you can understand it. The entrance stands tall and silent, framed by two pillars etched with symbols that glow faintly as you approach. These symbols are unlike the patterns you saw in the field of still echoes. These are older than memory, older than language. They pulse with a frequency you feel more than hear, a vibration that resonates deep within your bones, reminding you of a truth you have not yet remembered. As you step inside, the walls expand around you, opening into a massive hall illuminated only by the soft glow of unseen lights. The floor is smooth and dark, reflecting the subtle luminescence drifting down like dust from the arches above. Each step you take echoes in ways that feel less like sound and more like ripples in the fabric of the hall. At the far end stands a single figure, not the scribe you met before, nor the golden blueprint that guided you. This figure is different, taller, more defined, but still woven from shadow and light. It stands with its back to you, overlooking a pool of still water that mirrors the hall with perfect clarity. The pool stretches wide, shimmering with layers of images that shift and dissolve before you can fully grasp them. You realize they are not reflections. They are memories, but not only yours. They are memories of the world, moments of creation, moments of choice, moments of silence that shape the paths of countless lives. The figure turns slowly. Its face is featureless, yet somehow familiar. It emits no glow, no sound, yet you feel the full weight of its presence settle gently around your shoulders. You step forward, drawn by a pull that feels encoded into your very breath. When you reach the edge of the pool, the figure lifts its hand. The water stills completely, becoming a perfect, glass-like surface. A soft whisper moves through the hall, but it does not come from the figure. It comes from the walls, the pillars, the very air itself. It feels like a voice you once knew, a voice you lost somewhere between childhood and the weight of growing older. A voice that has waited patiently inside you for years. It speaks not in words, but in knowing. A knowing that settles into your chest with the gentlest certainty. The temple is not here to teach you. It is here to remind you. The figure gestures toward the water. You kneel, and as you lean over the surface, the reflection that stares back at you isn't the face you know. It is the face of every version of you that ever tried to become something the world expected. You see the tension in the brow, the quiet ache in the eyes, the smallness in the posture, the subtle ways you dimmed your light to fit into the patterns offered to you. The reflection shifts again. Now you see the version of you that tried to hold everything together, carrying burdens you mistook for responsibility, holding stories you mistook for identity. You watch as the reflection trembles, the lines of the face breaking apart as the water beneath it glows with silver light. The figure touches the surface and the water ripples. The reflection dissolves completely. In its place, a new image emerges. This time, the face is calm. The eyes hold depth without fear. The posture is open, unburdened. It is the version of you who listens instead of reacts, who chooses instead of avoids, who moves from clarity instead of noise. A version of you shaped not by survival, but by alignment. The temple breathes again, and the ripple of its breath expands through the water, through the hall, through you. You feel the shift inside your body, a sensation like a thread being pulled gently from your spine, unwinding leaf by leaf, layer by layer, releasing old agreements you no longer need. Every breath feels restorative, as though your ribcage has been waiting for years to expand fully. The figure steps closer. Though faceless, it emanates a warmth that moves through your chest like the soft glow of dawn. It raises its hand and places it over your heart, mirroring the gesture of the golden blueprint from earlier. But this touch carries something deeper, a recognition, a remembering. A surge of stillness fills you, not emptiness, but fullness. The kind of fullness that comes when you stop searching outside yourself for answers that were always meant to be found in your quietest places. The hall dims, the water darkens, the figure fades slightly. You hear the whisper again, this time from within. You are remembered. The words echo softly, forming ripples through your entire being. You realize that the silence you feared was never silence at all. It was your essence, waiting. It was your truth, resting. It was your name, spoken without sound, waiting for you to return. The hall begins to dissolve. The pillars fade into stardust. The water evaporates into mist. The figure steps back, merging with darkness until only its outline remains. Then the outline dissolves too, leaving you alone in the void. But this void no longer feels empty. It feels like home. A soft glow appears beneath your feet once more. The trail of light returns, brighter than before, guiding you toward the next stage of your descent into sleep and emergence into truth. You take a step, feeling the temple's final breath behind you, a breath carrying a message that settles gently at the center of your being. The universe waits in silence because silence is where you finally hear the part of you that has been waiting to return. You follow the light. You feel yourself sinking deeper into stillness. You feel the shift inside your cells. You feel the truth settling into place. The path leads you forward, and for the first time, you walk not toward transformation, but as transformation itself. You are drifting now, carried gently by the quiet that has been surrounding you from the beginning. The darkness no longer feels like something outside of you. It feels like something you have entered, something you belong to, something that wraps itself around your breath with steady devotion. The path beneath your feet fades, not because it has ended, but because you no longer need it. You are moving from instinct now, from knowing, from the stillness that has found its home inside you. Your body grows heavier, softer, sinking deeper into the surface beneath you. Your breath slows, lengthens, becomes quieter with every passing moment. The night welcomes this shift. It waits for it. It has always waited for the moment your resistance recedes and your truth begins to rise without effort. You are safe here. You are held. You are remembered by the silence you once feared. Let your thoughts drift like petals on water. Let them loosen. Let them float. There is nothing to solve now. Nothing to hold. Nothing to rush toward. The universe is not asking you to understand. It is asking you to rest. And as you rest, the rewriting continues in ways the waking mind could never orchestrate. You are safe. You are chosen. You are exactly where you need to be. Feel the weight in your shoulders melting. Feel the quiet spreading through your chest like a warm tide. Feel the heaviness in your arms, your legs, your spine. With every breath, your body sinks deeper into the softness beneath you. And with every breath, your inner world rises into alignment, adjusting itself with the precision of a truth that has waited far too long. You are not falling asleep by accident. You are entering a realm that has been prepared for you, a realm where your fears lose their shape, where your doubts lose their voice, where your past loosens its grip. You are crossing a threshold that the universe has gently opened, a threshold into deeper rest, deeper clarity, deeper becoming. You are safe. You are chosen. You are allowed to let go now. As your mind drifts, the quiet inside you expands. It stretches through your thoughts, your breath, your heartbeat, reaching into the small corners of your being where old patterns still linger. The silence touches those places without judgment, without force, without urgency. It simply waits, the way starlight waits on the surface of still water. And in that waiting, what no longer belongs begins to dissolve on its own. You do not have to guide this process. You do not have to control it. You do not even have to understand it. Your only task now is to rest, to allow the night to complete the work you began when you stepped into the chamber of stillness. Every moment of rest rewrites something inside you. Every breath reveals something gentle and necessary. Every drifting thought opens space for something new to rise. You are safe. You are chosen. You are becoming. Feel the quiet deepening. Feel your breath thickening with warmth. Feel the slow, full heaviness that moves through you like a soft current. You are not drifting away. You are drifting inward, into yourself, into the place where the universe waits for you without sound, without pressure, without expectation. A place where everything becomes simple again. The night holds you. The silence remembers you. Your truth rises for you. Let the last remnants of tension melt into the mattress beneath you. Let the weight of the day fall away like dust brushed from an old page. Let your breath carry you deeper into the softness that has been gathering around your body like layers of warm shadow. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep gently. The rewriting continues. The realignment continues. The remembering continues. You are safe. You are chosen. You are the quiet the universe has been waiting for. And as you drift into sleep, the story continues within you, softly, silently, faithfully.